My top tips for staying in control with food during the holidays. Hi, Carrie Nygaard here. I've helped thousands of women come out of diet mentality and be in sync and in flow with their bodies to be able to finally be in control with food, and also to release any stored weight off their bodies to reach the health goals that they seek. All right, here are the tips. The first one is to realize that no matter what holiday it is, no matter what, every food that's available on that holiday is also available every single day of the year. Halloween, we just finished up with Halloween. It doesn't matter what Halloween candy your children came home with, or that you bought for trick-or-treaters, or that were around you at different holiday Halloween parties. All of that candy is available in plenty every single day of the year. The reason why we need to realize this is because when you're in diet mentality, we tend to think in terms of on or off track, or I've fallen off the bandwagon, or I got to get back on track and climb up the hill. There's no track, there's no hill to climb, there is no bandwagon to fall off of. You're always inside of your body. All food is completely abundant to us right now. If you're able to listen to this video right now, any holiday food that's available on the holidays is also available every single day of the year, whether you seek it out or not. The only difference is the way that you may be thinking about the food, but the food is always there. Okay, so first, come to a place of abundance with food, realizing that it's available every single day, not just because it's a holiday. Even Aunt Susie's special pie that she only makes once a year at Thanksgiving, yeah, you could actually order probably a pie that's just as good or better from somewhere else, or you could learn how to make it every single day of the year. It is still available to you. All right, the second thing that I want you to realize, and this one kind of goes in conjunction with the first one, is that all food is abundant and it's never actually going away. If we were in a time of famine, I would be telling you something different, but we're not in a time of famine. They literally hand out food all over the place, okay? We're in a time of abundance with food. The second tip is to realize you get to eat whatever you want. Now that can be a really scary phrase if you're in diet mentality, if you've yo-yoed, if you've been done lots of restrictive dieting, if you think in terms of on or off, or today I'm going to be strict, today I'm going to be good, or tomorrow's a cheat day. If you think in terms of this diet mentality, or if you attach morality to food and of that I am good if I eat these certain foods in certain amounts, and I'm bad if I eat these certain foods in certain amounts. If you attach a lot of morality to food, if you've been in diet mentality, then this concept feels scary, because you think, well, if I am able to eat whatever I want, then I'll eat everything and I won't get my goals and I'll feel sick because I'll always want to eat the foods. You should realize this. When you realize that food's completely abundant and that it's all allowed, it's not a point of what I can or can't have. You can have it all. The question is, what is it that I actually want? And when I point up here to my forehead, when I'm talking about what you truly want, you need to realize, and this is one of the first things that I teach, well, about the second thing that I teach in my paid program that I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of women that have come through to receive this peace with food, being in control with food, not dieting anymore, being in flow with their body, is that they learn this. All food is allowed. But what happens is that when we diet, okay, that triggers something called a survival response in our brain. There are parts of our brain that are hardwired for survival. And when we think in terms of restriction with food in any form, it trips that survival response in our brain, and then we hyperfixate in on food. Then food begins to feel scarce to us. Then that's when we start to think that we want all the food all the time. But once you realize food is completely abundant, that it's always there no matter what day of the year that it is, then you're able to come out with it knowing that it's always available to me. What is it that I actually want consciously? What do I want? And not only that, but then the third thing that I would say is to stay present in the moment while you eat the food. So let me give you an example to round this out. My family used to live in Florida, and while we were there, we created a tradition of making key lime pie on Thanksgiving. And I'd go through the whole process. I'd make homemade graham cracker crust, and I would juice the limes, not the key limes, but other limes, the larger limes. And I would zest the limes and I'd make it all from scratch. And I became known for making these key lime pies, and everyone loved my key lime pies. And I still make key lime pies on Thanksgiving. And it used to be that when I would make the key lime pies, that because I'd only make it on Thanksgiving, that they'd feel scarce, and I would eat myself sick on key lime pies. But I would make an abundance of them, so they would be around for several days, and I would make myself sick on them every day. But once I learned this concept of being in abundance with food, and that key lime pie is available to me every single day of the year, and I get to eat as much as I actually want, and to stay present in the moment, to experience how it smells, how it tastes, how it feels, to experience the pleasure that occurs from the food, and then to also experience when the eating of the food starts to lose its pleasure, starts to become not as exciting. Usually the first few bites are way more enjoyable than the few bites after the first few bites. So realize that all the food is abundant, right? That's never going away, no matter what time of the year is. The second thing is that you actually get to eat what you want. The question is getting really clear on what it is that you want, how it is that you want to feel, both before, during, and after eating it. And then the third thing is also realizing that when you stay present, right? When you stay present in eating the food, you're then able to realize at what point you're actually not enjoying the food anymore. When I thought that the key lime pie was scarce, I would not pay attention to how I felt as I ate the key lime pie, and I would overeat it. Once I learned about allowance around food, abundance around food, and once I got really clear on what I actually wanted to experience with the food, as opposed to that survival response being flipped by diet mentality, when that calmed down, guess what would happen? I still make the key lime pie. I just sit down and actually enjoy the key lime pie. And last year, I didn't even eat a whole piece because I didn't want any more. I knew that it was available to me anytime if I ever wanted to make it or go buy it. Totally abundant to me. And I ate as much as was enjoyable to eat. And then it was over. And then that was it. I was able to be genuinely in control with food, key lime pie nonetheless, because I knew that it was abundant. It was always available to me. I got clear on what it actually was that I wanted to experience with the food, what I actually wanted, and I stayed present while I ate it. I enjoyed it. I stayed present. I wasn't up walking around. I sat down and enjoyed the food, and I stopped eating it when it was no longer enjoyable to eat. Oftentimes we think, oh, well, I'll never stop eating it. It'll always be enjoyable. That's what you think when you're in diet mentality. Our body is much more astute at understanding how much sugar or how much food is actually feeling good, and it will let you know. But it's really hard to understand what your body's telling you when your brain is thinking this thing's scarce. We got to get it in while we can. Once that simmers down, you know it's all abundant at any point. You're able to show up from a place of abundance. You're able to focus in on connecting with people rather than focusing in on the food. And then you get to go through the holidays. Yes, enjoying the food, but never losing it. You're able to stay in control and enjoy the holiday, enjoy connecting with your loved ones without feeling sick because of overeating food. All right, give those 3 things a try. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Like and subscribe so you can get more content like this.